Hello, everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. I am Chris, and I'm here to give you guys a quick video on knowing who your competition is. Now, before I begin the video, I do want to let you guys know I have a stuffed nose and a sore throat. So if you hear some sniffling or me speaking at a more slower pace or stuff, you know why. But let's get straight into the video. As you can see, the AP, Associated Press, got into an investigation that has been happening over the years into how the U.S. prison labor supports many popular food brands that we enjoy today. Now, the reason why I picked this topic is because I think it's imperative and important that people really understand who their competition is. On my previous video, I talked about international medical graduates coming to the United States. The states of Tennessee, Florida, Illinois, they're allowing physicians to come in from outside the country. And even within inside the United States of America, you're seeing a lot of prison laborers also being used as competition against you. So let's just go into this article so I can explain further. Okay. In a sweeping 2-year investigation, the Associated Press found goods linked to the United States prisoners wind up in the supply chains of dizzying array of products from Frosted Flake cereal and ballpark hot dogs to gold medal flour and Coca-Cola. They are on the shelves of most supermarkets, including Kroger, Target, Aldi, and Whole Foods. Goods tied to prison labor have morphed into a massive multi-billion-dollar empire. And prisoners, believe it or not, prisoners are often excluded from protections guaranteed to almost all other full-time workers, even when they are seriously injured or killed on the job. And it could be impossible for them to sue. So what does this have to do with your competition, right? I remember I was working at a particular restaurant, right? This is like many years ago. It was, I'm not going to say the name of the restaurant, but it was a pretty well known restaurant. And I kid you not, half the people working there went to jail or prison. I was literally the minority in that particular restaurant that did not go to jail or prison. Now, I'm not talking down on those people because you know what? I'm happy that they got a job and they could work. However, what I'm trying to espouse and explain to people is that you are not going into this situation, whatever position you believe is happening today, and think you're not going to be facing off against other people. Now, it could be from the top or the bottom, you're still going to compete. Now, in terms of the labor, prisoners, it is legal to do this. Dating back largely to labor demands as the South struggled to rebuild its shattered economy after the Civil War. In 1865, the 13th Amendment to the United States Constitution outlawed slavery and involuntary labor, except as punishment for a crime. Okay, so you can't be a slave in perpetuity, but if you engage in a crime, we can enslave you. That's basically what the 13th Amendment has stated. So with the AP, they sought information from all 50 states. For that information, it includes everything from people leased out to work at private businesses to farm goods and livestock sold on the open market. Many of these goods came from large operations in the South, though almost every state has some sort of agriculture program. Reporters also found prison labor in the supply chains of giants like McDonald's, Walmart, and Costco, and in the supply chains of goods being shipped all over the world via multinational companies. So you're trying to look for a job, right? You're trying to look for a job at Walmart. You're trying to look for a job in retail, fast food, etc. You might not even get those jobs. Why? Because the company may not feel like they want to pay you. You understand? Like, I believe in hard work, but I don't think people understand your hard work is going to be compared to other people's hard work. And let me explain something. It's not going to be compared on who is better in terms of who can make this product. Technically, it's going to be compared in who can we pay the least and get the best result. So a lot of these companies will choose someone who may be lesser than you, but they can pay them less because they believe the end result will generate them a bigger profit. So let me give you an example, right? Let's say you're trying to be an engineer and you are looking to make 80K, okay? Now, you got two applicants. You're worth like 4.0 on a GPA average, and you have another candidate, they're like, 3.1 GPA. So the engineering company, they look at both of you guys, they say, hey, you know what? This 4.0, yeah, they're marvelous, but we're going to go for the 3.1 because, well, they're an international student. We could pay them less, and the results is probably more or less going to be the same, and we're willing to pick that individual. Now, that's just for the international student. Just think about it for prisoners. Let me go more into this article. Some prisoners also work for states and municipalities, doing everything from cleaning up after hurricanes and tornadoes to picking up trash along bustling highways. They are often hired in industries with severe, let me repeat this again, they're often hired in industries with severe labor shortages, doing some of the country's dirtiest and most dangerous jobs like working in poultry plants, meat processing centers, and sawmills. Unlike work crews picking up litter in orange jumpsuits, they go largely unnoticed, often wearing the same uniforms as their civilian counterparts. Yes, so to add to that restaurant I used to work with, I knew a guy who, ironically enough, worked at a meat processing center. I think it was being a butcher, right? This idea that you're going to just merely have a job and you're not going to do much, those days are done. Okay? Because every job that exists now, there's competition. Just a couple of days ago, I want to say maybe a week or two ago, there was an influx of immigrants coming through the southern border out there in Texas. All right. Now, here's the interesting thing. Most of the people coming from the southern border, they're not even Mexican or Hispanics. They're Indians. They are Chinese. And these aren't poor Indians and Chinese. These are people who were middle class from their country of origin. Okay. And they're literally deciding, hey, we're going to come through the southern border and do what exactly? Become a naturalized U.S. citizen. So it doesn't matter what credentials you have because IMG will take your medical position. It doesn't matter if you're this hard-working construction worker because a team of people are going to take your position because, as I said before, I said this again, trade is a collectivist activity. It does not matter if you're a hard worker. What matters is, can you generate the most income for the company? And that's it. That's all it is. One of the reasons why, me personally, I'm always advocating you to do what? To start your own business, become an entrepreneur, make your own income. Why do I say this? It's because, as Steve Jobs says, until you do those things, you do not understand how you can make a living. I'm paraphrasing, of course, right? But you do not have a complete, well-rounded understanding on how business works and how you make a living. And I'm not just saying business from being a consultant, etc. I'm talking about actually doing the sales, doing the marketing, doing the networking, doing the management. Okay? Because, as I stated before, this is your competition. Okay? You're competing against people come across the border who have middle class lifestyles in India and China. You're competing against prisoners. And the companies, sorry about that, the companies are willing to pay these people cheaper. Don't matter if you went to these good schools, they're willing to pay them cheaper. Okay. So that's all I got to say on this topic. I hope you take my advice well and know that your competition is here and is only going to increase from there. You have a nice day, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Bye.